boat in a dark space, I get it. It's all real, just so though I need new glow. Taxi like I'm New York, so galactic, I can moonwalk, ain't ready for me, nigga. Thank the stars for the day, got to see another May, watermelon lemonade. What is that nowadays, we ain't here for the fame, watermelon lemonade. Mark that for the age, illustrate another page, watermelon lemonade. Take that to the grave, find myself at a rave, watermelon lemonade.
Oh, look who I have to my right.
Marcus Ryan in the building.
What's up? Ah, man,
Give it up.
It's so fucking good to be in here.
Give it up. We got a hand clap? You got a hand clap sound in there?
Oh, I got a hand clap. I got a hand clap. I got a hand clap. That's right.
Ovation.
That's right.
Standing ovation.
That's right. That's right. First time on the podcast, Marcus Ryan. How's it going on? Or what's going on? Not how's it going on.
Oh man, everything is happening this week. Last
Watermelon
week, I mean,
lemonade.
we've come up with so much content in the past couple
That's
weeks.
real.
Man.
What
It
happened
feels
to you
so
guys?
Shit, man. The weather happened.
All
I've
of a
been
sudden
making
it turned
music for
May.
the weather. I've been making music for like feel good weather. And now I've been sitting on this shit for
That's
like
real.
6 months. I'm just like, man, as soon as it hits like 78 degrees,
Yeah.
that's when we're dropping.
That's when we're getting it
That's when we're
in.
getting there.
I can vouch for that. I've been hearing it all winter.
Yeah, the winter's depressing.
The winter is depressing. I already made music for the winter. I got winter music.
That's real. All right. So,
For those of you that don't know, Marcus Ryan just dropped Watermelon Lemonade single
yep. On all platforms.
All platforms.
Available now.
on his birthday. Like
On
a
my-
boss.
on his
Did it
birthday.
right.
Right.
Really did it right.
So I was going to ask you this a second ago, but then I decided I'd just fire up the mics and ask you, how was your birthday?
Oh man, my birthday was lovely. My girlfriend and my friends decided to throw me a surprise party. It was Saturday.
That's dope.
It was 70s theme, and it was a great fucking time, man. We had a great time, great people, and we brought in my 29th birthday. Perfect.
That's what's up.
Perfectly.
House party?
House party. That's the best way to do it. We didn't have to spend no extra money.
It's a lost art, bro.
It is, man. And I don't have to like feel like I need to be cooler. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like when you go to a club, you have that like sort of essence to where it's just like, all right, I got to be cooler than everybody else in here.
You don't have the genuine fun. when
Yeah,
you're out.
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have that, man.
I don't have that feeling. So.
Not if you get drunk enough. If you get drunk enough, you're just like, I am the coolest.
No, I'm sober as fuck.
And then the next
still
day
don't feel that way.
And then the next day, so.
It's a loss every time.
That gets me into the one topic that I wrote down.
What? How cool you have to be in the club?
No, how drunk is too drunk?
Oh my God.
That's like a very weird topic.
You know, the thing is that I think like when you're too drunk, it's already too late.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just like-
That's my life. That's like my autobiography.
But then, like, okay, so how drunk is too drunk? As in, we're all drinkers here,
right.
So you're always trying to get like that perfect buzz.
Absolutely.
But as soon as you like catch that, you want to keep
You want
drinking,
more.
and then you go
Absolutely.
like, so what is that point? Or how do you know? Like, how do you know when it's gone too far?
I feel real warm. When
Really?
I'm like buzzed up and I'm just like, damn, I'm really warm. So like maybe that's
Is that when you piss yourself?
threshold. Absolutely.
It's like mad
Like, it's
warm
just like,
below
it's
the waist.
mad warm in here, man. Nah, man, when you hit that, like it's like you said, like as soon as you like hit that limit, you always want to exceed it because you always feel like you can take it to that next level
Yeah.
without being blackout.
You feel
That's
more
real.
invincible as you get drunker.
That's real.
Absolutely, you do.
Yeah.
And then you want to keep drinking because it's just like, shit, man, what else am I supposed to do with my hands?
That's my problem.
That's the problem with going out too.
Facts.
Like when
Yeah,
you're at the
terrible.
crib, you feel much more comfortable. Like whether you're playing a game or talking to one of your friends or
Yeah.
whatever. You don't. When I'm out, like my activity is drinking.
That's what you're there
So,
to do.
like, yeah, I gotta have.
What the hell are
something-
you supposed to
I
do?
gotta have a drink to hold on to.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I even told I tell people I'll drink. You know, if I know I'm gonna be drinking all night, give me like a Bud Light or something because it's
Yeah.
not gonna get me fucked up if
true.
I
No.
keep drinking.
If I keep
those.
drinking those, right.
And I'm gonna keep drinking whatever's in my hand. So if I got double Jack and Coke,
Unless you're drinking
I'm gonna keep
since
drinking
noon.
double Jack and Coke
exactly, and I'm gonna be
be
fucked up.
Yep.
You gotta know yourself, man. It's dangerous out here. For
No, it
drinking.
is, but that's I am the worst at just like I have to have a drink in my
Yeah,
hand.
absolutely.
And then I'm drinking it like it's water or
Yep.
something like that,
For
so
sure.
that I'm just
Yep.
and then by So if I have an all day like thing, like one of my friends has a birthday or something, and I'm going out and we're doing like the all day activity thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm already knowing I'm waking up with a hangover the next day because I literally have to have a drink in my hand and be drinking it at the same time. I can even tell myself, yo, Matt, you need to stop drinking this. And I don't even know that I'm doing it.
Have you guys had anything that's you think actually works for you for hangovers?
Yeah, that's funny because I was just about to say that. It's just like, all right, I know that I'm going to drink until I get hungover. Let me decide what I'm going to drink because that's going to determine how hungry I'm going to be. Like if I'm drinking whiskey, I don't have that much of a hangover when I drink whiskey the next
Agreed.
night.
Yeah.
The night before. If I'm drinking like tequila, or if I'm drinking vodka, or if I'm drinking
tequila,
gin,
man.
Oh my God. I'd had Beefeater gin at one show before, and I tell you, I kid you not, I can't remember anything but me laying on the grass.
I've had some bad gin nights, but I like gin.
I love gin.
Yeah.
Gin fucks me.
Yeah. I blame my gin nights on because our go-to gin was Bombay. Yeah. And it came out that they like put way too much alcohol.
Yeah, when we were drinking it
so you were losing it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I didn't even know shit. So I just blame it on that, but I don't know.
But I've explored it since then, and it's just not.
For me, the worst hangovers, I can't necessarily attribute it to a certain type of liquor or drink. My noticeable worst hangovers are whatever chaser I'm using.
That's true. Because if there's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, exactly. The sugar shit, that'll fuck me up the next day. Or wine. Wine gives me terrible.
Wine gives me terrible.
Yeah,
but I love wine too.
But you have to drink so much wine.
You do
to get to that point. Though.
Yeah. But that's
I do be doing.
What's too much wine?
But it tastes so fucking good. It does. That's the thing, dude. Okay, so when you're hungover, what do you think causes? Okay, here's where this question is coming from because if I just straight up ask you, it's gonna sound super weird. But so whenever I have a hangover and I eat mints or like
this was always
pickles,
your thing.
Like something that like honestly like I'm not craving at all when I'm a sober person or any other time.
Yep.
Only hungover, I will have a shit ton of mints, shit ton of like pickles, vinegar, like type
bread,
of just
butter.
Shit that like tastes strong, like in your mouth.
Absolutely.
To kill that hangover shit. That's why I didn't ask the question before. But and that helps.
Right.
And I don't understand it because I go around all day. I mean, I kind of do understand it because if I don't do that, I have this bad alcohol, like skunky ass taste in my mouth all day.
Forever. Yeah.
And it affects my hangover. It makes it worse.
For sure.
And if I can kill that, it makes it at least tolerable throughout the day.
Because when you're burping, you're like burping up the liquor.
Yeah.
And it's just,
and I wonder if anybody else like experiences that because it's
I know that was always your go-to because I always thought it was so random is you'd be hungover and you'd be like, dude, can you stop at a gas station? I got to get some Mentos.
Yeah, it's not the hangover cure. It's literally just the suppressor. Like it literally makes it tolerable.
I don't have a go-to. The only thing I do is like try to force that first meal of the day down, like a good meal.
Absolutely. Does that help though?
Yeah, I think it does because I have a lot of friends that are like, if they're hungover, they just have to like lay down. They don't want to eat anything, and their hangover lasts literally all day.
Yeah,
like they're just on their ass all day.
That's me.
Whereas me, like I'll get to the afternoon and I'm like, because I normally force that meal down. I drink a bunch of water and I'm like, all right, I can function today. But that morning and early afternoon is rough. But I
can't do that.
Like for me, like I can't even sleep that well when I'm like drunk. So like I'll wake up maybe like 5 to 6 hours after I fell asleep.
I'm the exact same way, bro. I'll have the pass out sleep, and then I'm
not going back to sleep. And then that initial like hangover doesn't hit me until like after I eat my first meal.
Yeah.
That morning though, like when you wake up from the pass out drunk, are you like loopy, goofy ass, like still drunk?
Yeah.
That's me
because
too.
you can't even tell if you're like you're waiting on that hangover. It's like eagerness is just like let's get this shit out the way.
See, I've had nights like that, but normally I sleep through it, and so I wake up feeling like I can't even get out of bed. Yeah, I can't even do that.
You have bad hangovers.
I have terrible hangovers, like really bad.
I don't get that many hangovers, man.
I don't feel like mine are that bad.
You're like my fucking wife. I can't seriously. I wish that I didn't get those hangovers. Like, and I drink the same freaking amount. And I am dead the next day.
Is
like, how do
sugar?
people not get?
Are you mixing it like with sugar and juice?
I drink beer. I stick with beer.
Yeah, see.
I'm a big beer drinker. I like beer.
No, you don't say.
Yeah. Well, when I'm not though, I drink whiskey.
Right.
And that gives me definitely the least amount of hangovers. Yeah, but I still wake up with a lot.
Shout out hangovers, man.
Shout out to the hangovers, man.
That's real.
Got my car back today.
Hey.
Word to the loyal podcast listeners that knew about that. Feels good. It's been about damn near 3 weeks. So
That's insane.
That's a lot of time without like your actual car.
Right.
It's a brand new car.
I mean, pretty new, yeah.
What do you mean pretty new? It's like 3 years.
I know. Well, I mean,
But you got it brand new.
yeah,
It's a lease.
yeah.
So when it's a transmission problem like that,
Oh no, it's
Is
crazy.
is that covered under like the
yeah. Like I didn't have to. I didn't have to pay a dime. I went in there today.
Powertrain
Yeah.
was about to kick in.
I went in there today. They were like,
3-year-old car. Oh, sorry, the transmission's gone.
they were like, "What's your name?" I was like, blah blah blah. They're like, "Okay, just sign this. It's just like whatever, $0. Give me my keys." They're like, "Okay, cool." I go, "All right, here's your." I had a loaner car, so here's the keys for that if you want them. They're like,
Right, they didn't
"Okay,
even
did you
care.
get everything out of there?" I was like, "Yep." All right, see ya. Your car's parked right there.
What?
All right, well, shit,
Wow.
that was easy. So, I mean, yeah, I hated being without my car for that long, but like, super simple.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it was in Grand Rapids, so I had to drive out there and get it and come back here. And
Yeah, I mean, at least you had a rental and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
it was
Yeah,
smooth.
'cause some people don't get that.
Right.
No,
They gotta pay for the car
No,
and the
right.
rental.
I got that cheap ass insurance.
Yeah,
My
that
car
shit-
dies, I'm
PLPD.
done.
That shit would suck.
Sometimes that's all you need.
That's real.
Shout out to the low budget insurance companies, man.
Already.
That's what
For
I
sure.
got for sure.
So are we gonna address the Laurel situation?
Dude, I really want to.
I just heard about that.
Can someone
you
bring
listen to
can
it?
someone bring that
No.
up? You bring that up.
I literally just
Wow.
heard about this. Like it's almost like that blue and white dress thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
To that?
To enter okay. Get
It's
this.
always some new shit. Like
Someone-
it always some. it's
Someone
always
tweeted me
something
that if
new.
we talk about this on the podcast, they're gonna kill themselves.
It is not
So RIP.
it's not the same as the blue and white dress.
Okay.
It's not the same because I was one of those insane people that when I read the article and I clicked on that and it said, "Do you hear Laurel or what was it, Yanny?"
Mhm.
I was the insane person that heard both at the same time.
I did
Okay.
too.
Good. That means you actually have ears.
See, now everyone's got so many like funny ones. I can't even find the
Can't even
actual
find
one.
the actual one.
No, but that's what and I showed Erin, my wife, and and she's like, she goes, "Yanny, I hear nothing. I hear a beep over Laurel." I'm like, "A beep?" She's like, "No, not someone like saying beep, but like a beep,
Like an actual
like an actual beep."
Right. Really?
What?
See, I need to hear this. I'm not on like social media that much to like find out these new like theories and shit.
No.
Okay.
Laurel. Laurel.
All I hear is Laurel.
Laurel.
You don't hear Yanny?
You don't hear Yanny?
No.
Laurel. Laurel.
I hear Laurel.
Laurel.
I hear Laurel
Can you hear Laurel and Yanny again?
and Yanny. Yanny's high. Lanny's high frequency.
See, I can't hear the high frequency then.
See, when I first heard it, I was like you. I heard both.
Mm.
It sounded to me like the Yanny was being like kind of forced in there, and then as I kept listening, the Yanny just like went away
Went away completely.
on the same device. I just kept listening, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
But that's the difference between high and low frequency, though, is like as
Yeah.
humans we hear lower easier than we do.
Glow was listening to it on her phone at my place and heard Laurel, and then at work on her phone
Heard Yanny.
heard Yanny.
Yeah,
Yanny.
because that's the reason though, is because on your phone is higher frequency than on a regular pair of speakers.
No, it was on her phone, both places.
But does it matter where you are?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
what
does.
it had to be like. unless she's
there's a
crazy.
lot of things that
Yeah,
go
that goes
into
the actual
Yeah.
sound. Yeah.
That's the reason why recording booths and things like that are so important, because
Right.
you're trying to get a clean recording.
Yeah. That shit's always trippy. Like, even if there's an explanation for it, it's just always trippy. Like, being next to another human being, listening to the same thing, and they're
And hearing
hearing something
completely- yeah.
completely different.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
Like,
Well,
I was
that-
thinking about that with us being colorblind. Like,
Yeah.
those colorblind tests where there's a bunch of dots and everyone else sees this shape in the dots and I just see the dots.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you
like, that's
it's funny that
bizarre.
you even say that, because I was just reading an article the other week. Like, I mean, as humans, even when you're not colorblind, you're still colorblind, because you think about so many other species that can see so many different variants of colors,
True.
like different type of animals that have like 8 fucking eyeballs in their one eye. Like, they can see so many different shades.
Well, and
And do we even know that we're seeing the same
That's
shit?
what I was gonna say. How do we know? Like, we might be seeing like slightly different shades
Right.
from other people. Like, who knows?
That's insane
Science,
to even think
man.
about.
Fucking science, bro.
It was hilarious because I was listening to that Yanny Laurel shit, and I was telling Aaron, I was like, we'll see what Patrick hears, because he doesn't hear any of the shit that I hear.
That's true. We have so many beefs about mixing.
That's exactly though a lot of the like why I tweeted out, this is the life of an audio engineer, because we go through that shit all the time, because it literally is just what I was explaining to you before, Packy, on a audio like high low frequency interface, that depending on what frequencies you cut, you hear different things. So if you cut that higher frequency on an equalizer in Logic, you'll hear Laurel. But if you cut the low, you'll hear Yanny.
Right.
And I literally tested it out, and that's literally what it is.
Wow.
So it just goes to show, like, people hear different shit all the fucking time, and it's just a matter of playing the happy medium. Nothing ever is perfect, ever.
Right.
Because someone's going to hear something a little bit different than what you're hearing.
That could even speak to why people like hear lyrics so differently sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think we go through it all the time. Like, I'll say something on a record, and then someone would tweet what I said, but it's completely different. I'm like, I didn't say that.
That shit always cracks me up when
But
somebody
you can keep it though.
Yeah. When somebody tweets it like it's their favorite line or
Yeah,
something, like they
absolutely.
love that line, and I'm like, it's not what it is. It actually was dope.
It was.
And you made it whack.
It was
but you
dope.
love it still, so I guess
So it's
whatever.
just like, all right, man.
If you love
Hey,
it.
I'm verified on Genius, so feel free to rap along with me. That's when you come out with that
usually-
tweet right there.
Yeah, dude. I know I see you and Cyrus do that. I might have to start doing that.
Yeah, man, because
I haven't
it's just
been
like-
doing that.
I feel like as artists, like you and me and Cyrus, like I feel like we put so much like emphasis and so much hard work into our wordplay. Like, it's important
Yeah.
that people actually hear what we're trying to
That's
say.
real.
And
That's
like actually can view it themselves. Because if they don't, then that whole like entendre of things that I just gave you makes no
Right.
sense.
And you got to step outside of yourself and be like I could feel like a whole song I made is just so as clear as day. Like, how could you even fuck this
Right.
up? But it's my shit, so of course
exactly.
I'm gonna feel like
and that's
that.
the thing that you guys brought to my attention. It's
Yeah.
just like, for
Yeah.
me, like when I'm listening, I know exactly what I'm saying because I wrote the fucking shit down.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? But I'm not essentially getting it from that other viewer's perspective.
Right.
Because you're right. They have to hear what I'm saying the exact same way. So
Well, and that's even what Packy and I, when we were literally starting this whole thing, is I ate for somebody to like be able to not only have that first impression, but to also be somewhat in music so that you could actually trust their opinion on it.
right.
Because if you just go ask your friend and you're like, what do you hear here? What are they going to say?
No, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear, essentially.
But somebody that actually does music and can listen to something for the first time, I think that's a huge opinion. Like, I want that opinion around.
absolutely.
That's why, like, a lot of the times when we have a discrepancy, I'll like text Cyrus and be like, what do you hear? Because he listens to that shit all the time, and
Right.
he's an opinion that I value at that point. So it is a thing, and I seriously think it's like a huge thing, because that Yanny Laurel thing is, I was laughing because it's like, it's literally what we go through every day.
Yeah.
Here, what do you hear here? Well, I hear this. Well, the bass is too loud here. Well, I don't think it's too loud. Like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, you feel like you're going insane. You'll send me a mix and I'll be like, okay, well, this part I hear like all this static or something around this word. Like, can you fix that?
Right.
And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like,
How don't you understand that?
Yeah, I
But
hear
it's-
this.
again, because it goes back to what you said the other week, it's just like, for us, because we aren't the engineers of the process as well, it's that like we'll record something and maybe the engineer won't get to it immediately, but we'll
Yeah.
continuously play it back because we feel like maybe we should add more, maybe we should take less out of it. So we'll hear something out of an unmixed version, and then when we get the mixed version, it's just like, nah, that's
Yeah.
not. I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm almost feel comfortable with coming out with the unmixed version. It's just like it's not
Yeah.
that, but it's not that
Like,
way
no,
though.
trust me, we've been there.
It's not that way. It's because we've listened to it so much unmixed.
Yeah.
That we have a biased opinion
Yeah.
about how it sounds when
And
it's
it's
mixed.
not wrong. It's literally just that you've listened to it so many times that it's literally in your head.
It's
Your
in my head,
brain has
right,
been tricked to
exactly.
think this is my favorite song. So
And
anything
ever
else is
since-
going to be different.
And ever since you said that, I've been dialing back on the aspect of listening to the shit before it gets mixed.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that myself a little bit too because we used to record. Mo would engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I would just spit my shit, do my ad libs, do my whatever. And once I walked out of that booth, I didn't hear the
I didn't
shit
hear
till it was mixed.
Right.
So I never had any issues with the mixes. Now and for a while now, I engineer my own sessions, and
Right.
so I do all this shit, and I listen and I edit and whatever, and then I submit it to him, and then I'm still listening to it, and then he sends me the mix, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like what.
This doesn't sound like anything I gave you.
Which I hate because I want to be like, oh, I got the mix back, and be like hype about it, and instead I get it back, and I'm like, doesn't sound how I want it. But let's
So
just go
true,
with it.
dog.
Fuck it.
It's so true. But you have to convince yourself that because again, you've heard it 1,000 times.
Yes.
That listener is going to be that first time hearing
Yeah.
it. So they don't know how it sounds.
To
Right.
me,
You
that
getting it.
opinion is more valuable than yours at that
Facts.
point because
Facts.
that's going to
You're
be
right.
your fan
It is.
listening to
You're
it.
Right. I agree.
Fuck the fans.
Shit. Can we label that? Can that be the title of the podcast? Fuck the fans.
That'll be the
Yeah, that'll be the downfall of the
that'll be the
YouTube
collective's EP.
Well, Takashi, this gonna be the most viewed podcast. They're gonna be like, fuck the fans. What the fuck they mean?
channel. Fuck the fans. Let me play this shit. Get this shit out of here.
Yeah, based off the LeBron shit, they'll just read the title and be like, and start commenting.
Right. Now, first fuck LeBron, now fuck the fans.
God, man.
I looked at the
Oh,
comments
shit.
on the last podcast like for like an hour after we posted it and like responded to a few, and then I was like, I'm done looking at this shit.
No. I saw you respond. I was like, what are you doing?
No, I like responding sometimes.
I don't.
You gotta
I haven't got
interact
to that
sometimes.
point yet. Paulo was just asking me. He asked me how receptive people were to watermelon lemonade. I said, man, I have no idea. My thing about it is that once I put something out, once it hits the internet, I have no control over it at that point. So I can't have an alternative like opinion about it. It's already out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's a good. I've thought about this because I don't want as like even like what I do as like an engineer and stuff like that the fans' opinions do matter. And I'm not ever trying to come off that it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But as an artist, when you put out the song, you are pretty much saying, this is the best I could do in this point in time with this specific
Facts.
mindset and creative mentality that I was under.
Right.
Okay. And you can either like it or not like it, but I will try to grow keeping your opinions in mind going forward.
Absolutely.
Well, it's also for the most part. There's a few exceptions on songs, but for the most part, especially with the audience that we have, it's not like we're reaching the world every time we drop a song. So you can't really like listen to a comment here or there and be like, oh, well, multiple people on Twitter said they weren't fucking with it, or multiple people on Twitter said it was the best song ever. You kind of just gotta, over time, look at the stats of the song.
Mm-hmm.
To see if like are people playing this song regularly.
Facts.
That means they like it.
Right.
If not, they don't.
Are
Because
they sharing?
because
it?
all
Like,
you're
that's-
seeing from the comments are just the few outspoken
Right.
people. Like you might
Yeah.
have, let's say you got a fan base of 1,000 people and you see 3 comments on Twitter that say this song sucks. Well, that doesn't mean the song sucks.
No.
Absolutely.
And if they say it's great, it doesn't mean it's going to be great either. Like
No,
you just
I
kind of got to
agree.
see how
I
it
agree.
performs.
Yeah. Well, but that's why views are so important, though, is just, to me, it's not even that are the fans fucking with it, because it can only grow so much. It's, are the fans fucking it, and are they sharing it?
Are they fucking it?
Are they fucking it?
Man, no, that's the whole idea behind it. I want to make music that you can fuck to.
I want to make music that you can fuck. Straight up.
Like, I want you to take this song and fuck it, like for sure.
So disco balls and party favors.
Disco balls and party favors.
You've put that out in the universe now, haven't you?
Yes.
Explain what you're trying to do with that.
Disco balls and party favors is somewhat of a collection, because like me and you were talking the other week, is what I'm essentially trying to continuously do is find my sound, and I think that's been the most riveting part about this whole process. Is that's exactly what I'm still searching for. So when I came up with the idea for disco balls and party favors is because I have these songs that I wrote to that didn't necessarily fit a project, didn't necessarily fit a specific mood that I was trying to put anyone in, but they needed to be heard by everyone. So I came up with disco balls and party favors as a sense of having fun and enjoying life as it is. And that's exactly what the collection, at least the first collection, is about. It's about the experience that I've had since I've been signed as an actual recording artist. Because again, speaking to this 2 years ago, I didn't have a platform. So I didn't have a specific group that I was targeting. And now with disco balls and party favors, it feels as though I have a premeditated group, which is the Specktators. Now I need to go outside and get my own listeners. And that's exactly what disco balls and party favors is essentially searching for. I'm searching for my listeners. I'm searching for the people that genuinely want to hear from me. One kid on Twitter was just like, yeah, that's cool, Cyrus is coming out, but when's Marcus dropping?
Yeah.
That shit is so fucking dope to
Yeah.
me, because it's just like I was able to reach further than the Spec group itself as far as the fans go, and get someone and get them a part of the collective itself. So that's dope. And I told you this prior to me coming out with singles. I wanted it to be a project. I wanted it to be almost like 3 series of disco balls and party favorites. But I told myself, I don't want to do that, because we have so many other artists on the label that haven't essentially been able to reach out to the masses and get their music out. So I wanted to dial it back, and I think you guys came up with the idea like, all right, well, we don't have to come out with it as a project, but we can come out with it as singles.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to essentially generate, and it's going to be a lot more impactful to the listeners.
I just more and more, and I know we've had this conversation, all our artists have had the conversation, and I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong, and I know you and I have talked about this ad nauseum, but I just am convinced that this day and age where we are right now, and part of it is my personal experience. One of the things I just hate is I believe that my Area 51 project, I just firmly believe that there's at least 3 songs out of those 6 would be doing much better numbers had they been released
singles.
as singles. And I think things
100%.
I think things just get buried in projects these days. Whereas if you put something out as a single, it just gets more attention. And so bottom line, if you got some, like, unless you really have a very strictly concise themed project that you just know these all have to go together, they all fit a narrative, cool. And I, like, as an artist, I love making projects.
Absolutely.
Like, it sucks to just sit here being like, yeah, singles are the way to go. Because I don't like that mentally. But as far as actual reception on the songs themselves, I just feel like they give you a better chance to catch on.
I agree.
It does. And that's not even because I know that some of your guys' fans are listening and they're thinking, well, I listen to your projects all the time and replay them, and I'm all about them. I want the projects. But the shitty situation that we're in is it's not only about the core fans. You have to think about the the whole, and who you can reach. Therefore,
and
beyond that,
and us as artists and as a business,
we're not that big.
Well, and that's, we're always focused on growth. Like, you can't, as soon as you become comfortable and stagnant, like, that's just as big as you're gonna get. So, yeah, it's important that we reach out to the fans and keep giving them what they like. But the crucial aspect is, can we grow the fan base?
Right.
What do these people outside? And when I look back at, like, Area 51, for example.
Happy birthday again to Area 51.
517, baby. But I just feel like that is a great example of something that reached the core audience and never reached outside of it.
Right.
Because it just was kind of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Right.
It was. But that's
and I don't want to see that happen with, like, anyone else on the label, because I've heard your music that you got coming and I'm like, I like the idea of projects. I would just hate to have this have the same result as Area 51.
And that's the whole reason for the label, though, is I'm trying to prevent you and everybody else on this label from making the same mistakes that we have made.
Already, right.
There's value in the mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all I'm trying to do. And you can either believe me or not believe me. And I'm not saying that I have all the, or we have all the answers here, because tomorrow the whole music scene could change and then I could be completely wrong. I don't fucking have it. Spotify could go under. Somebody could have a sexual assault case that just takes Spotify.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Like that's the thing, and then all of a sudden my opinion doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
So all I'm saying is right now when I'm speaking, that is the way to do it.
I agree. No,
And
I
it's
agree.
as shitty as it is as an artist, as a creative, because you always want to make those albums.
No, it's a lost art form.
It is, and it's becoming even more lost as we go on with this whole landscape. But
It's a completely lost art form because now people come out with the project, but those projects are just singles essentially meshed into
Right. that's what it
into a
is.
project.
Yeah,
It's
to
just
do numbers.
like you said, there's no narrative
No,
behind it.
no,
It's just like here's a song, 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 here's a
Well,
song.
and people
Rhythm
are
one.
even utilizing like the behind the scenes metrics and formulas and stuff to like, oh, I put out this random song and it was in circulation for a year, but I'm going to put it on my album coming out because it's already got all these numbers behind it and it'll help it go gold in a
Facts,
day. And
right.
I can say, oh, this album went gold in 24 hours. Well, it's because your one song had a zillion
Facts.
spins for a year that you just threw on there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't say if I was them, I wouldn't do the same thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, you have to play the game.
You do.
At the end of the day.
Unfortunately, you kind of
Well,
do.
it's all a game.
It's all a game. Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you to give a brief background on yourself, like musically. I feel like we don't have a lot of stuff out there that's, I know we have the bio on the website. It doesn't really do it justice.
Yeah.
Just give you a second to just explain your background, not only in music, but just who you are.
Oh, absolutely. I've been writing music for the better half of my life. I think I started when I was like 10 years old. It's always been something that I've always admired. And I always had, I guess, in a sense, a niche for writing.
Yeah.
I started recording or taking recording seriously almost about 4 years ago when I met Cyrus the first time. And he was associated with you guys, or on the cusp of being associated with you guys. And that was the first time that I actually saw someone, from my point of view at least, that essentially was able to get their music out and essentially reach a higher plateau in an essence. So I started taking recording a lot more seriously. And then I came out with Casablanca, and it was magic after that with you guys and whatnot. But on another note, I mean, I just did an event yesterday for it's called the Melody Program, and I work with some unfortunate kids, and I tell them, I'm like, still an independent artist. We're still an independent label.
100%.
Like when I got here, I had to pay for my own gas. I gotta buy my own food.
Right.
So outside of me being a recording artist and being signed to a recording label, I still have to essentially provide for myself. So I still have a 45, 50-hour workload that I have to essentially get done. I manage my own store. I manage 7 people.
Right.
So like when I leave work, I go back to work and I go start recording. When I'm not recording, I'm at work.
Right.
Yeah.
So my process and the way that I break things down could be a lot different than what some other artists, I guess, what they may have that I don't have, which is the opportunity to sit down and continuously write until they get to a certain point to where they can come out with multiple singles at the exact same time and then essentially reach that higher plane.
Yep.
For us and for me, when I come out with a song, when I write a song, I think Cyrus said it the best. He said it in one of his lyrics. I only come out with a song hoping that one day I can quit my job. And that's where we are, honestly.
Right.
And if
All of us are throwing darts.
absolutely,
Like
we are.
that's it.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about it.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I find it so fucking like
Yeah.
appealing that shit, I'm gonna put out Watermelon Lemonade and maybe this shit is just gonna take off.
Mhm.
Packy put out Like This and maybe this shit is just going to take us to the next fucking like level.
Exactly.
And that's what's so fun about it. So that's why I enjoy continuously writing music and continuously coming up with new ideas. Like, people ask me, what type of genre are you? Like, what type of music do you make? Or who are you? And I tell them I'm a recording artist. And we were just talking about this. There's a difference between being a recording artist and being a rapper. A rapper is going to pay you for 5 hours of studio time and get 5 songs done.
Yep.
A recording artist is going to pay you 5 hours of studio time and then have to come back the next day to finish the song.
Right. One song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One song.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's where I find myself. I find myself in that bubble to where it's just like, is less more, or should I add more to it? So when I'm sitting there and I'm writing a song and I've been working on this song for 3 days, it's not because I don't want people to hear it. I just, because I want them to hear the best version of it.
that. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's something that we battle with. It's something that I battle with as an artist.
And bro, I feel you on that point, because I go back and forth on this. Like, even throughout my damn near a decade doing music, I've gone back and forth so many times on that aspect. And we've touched on it a few times on the podcast even, is I will always say quality over quantity, like, period. But that doesn't mean, like, there are plenty of artists and people that beat themselves to death over something and then don't end up giving you anything,
Right.
or
Absolutely.
give you very little.
J Electronica.
Yes, yes.
That's exactly
or
what it
hide.
is.
I think too many people hide behind the word perfectionist.
Absolutely. Yep. I
Like,
agree.
not everyone that procrastinates or bullshits or takes too much time is a perfectionist.
Facts.
Like, there are perfectionists who put out a lot of shit,
Right.
but that doesn't, like, I'm not saying everyone's that way. Like, I take my time on my music. You just said you do too. And like, I feel like I'm a perfectionist, but also the more that the clickbait, the ADD generation, all this stuff, the more that goes on, the more I do find myself being like,
Trying not to be perfect.
I can't get this exactly how I want, but you know what? It's good
Fuck
enough.
it. Absolutely. It is.
You know? And honestly,
And
so
then I'll
it's-
get it perfect the next
and
time.
it's
That's
kind of
exactly what you should
right.
be doing.
It's kind of freeing, because like, as an artist too, you're always focused on your next thing. Like, by the time you put out your song, it's hard for you to even be like, yeah, this song.
No, absolutely.
It's
It
like,
is.
but you should wait to hear what, like, so many, and artists even get caught up in this too much. Like, when you really should, you just drop something and you should be promoting that.
yeah.
The first thing artists want to say is like, wait till my next shit. Or,
Well, you know what? It's because it's the first thing that fans say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
that's-
great
that's
job on this
true.
record, man. I can't wait for the
Right.
next one.
Yes.
It's
That's
like,
true. Or a week after you
Dog,
drop
it's
something.
like-
when are you going to drop
But
something?
it's
like, bro, I just gave you
exactly.
something.
But that's why you should take that up as an artist.
Yeah.
You should take up that mentality the same way that the fans are. It's
Yeah.
just like, I gave you the best here, and here you go, and I'm going to focus on making the next one even better.
Right.
And then you just build on that.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And I always fall back on too, like, probably not with every song I've put out, because I've put out so many, but lots of songs I'm sure are somebody's favorite song. Like,
Absolutely.
even the least popular songs,
It's someone's favorite.
somebody's
Yeah.
favorite.
Always.
And so you got to look at it that way too. Like, if I put this song out, because no matter if you can't get the one little thing right in a song or something, and you still put it out, you still put your heart and soul into that, like the lyrics, the whatever. So you're still proud of the
Yeah,
song. It's not like
absolutely.
it's not like I'm co-signing putting
No,
out garbage.
No, for sure.
But
No.
the fans are going to
There's a
appreciate
difference between you being proud of your song
Yeah.
and it being perfect.
right. The
Like,
fans are going to appreciate what you're giving.
in the
them.
definition of the word perfect. Like,
Right.
come on. Nothing's going to be perfect.
Well, and that's
even
that's
if
the-
you think that it's
that's
perfect,
almost
it's not perfect.
the mind fuck is you get so caught up in that rabbit hole of, I'm going to make this perfect. I got to get this right. But then you got to step back and think, am I so like into myself that I actually think this is like perfect now?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you reached that level. You've tried to make this record sound so perfect that it sounds so perfect that you don't want to come out with it because you
Yes.
feel like it's not that perfect
Yes,
anymore.
bro. Yes. And
Right.
I've been in that place with projects. Like, if I take too much time off putting out any content, I'll be like, okay, this next thing I got to do is it's really got to be big and
Right.
make a splash or whatever. And you're like, I got some good shit. So I should, and then as time goes by, you're like, it's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
I need more. I need to do this video. And then you just can't catch up.
And
Right.
it all ties back to, sometimes I feel like the fans just don't understand. Like, you have to understand from an artist standpoint, that we are the biggest critics of our music.
Yeah.
There's no one else that's going to criticize my music as much as I'm going to criticize it. There's no one else that's going to criticize your music as much as you're going to criticize it. So when we put that shit out, we've already heard it 1,000 times. We don't want to hear it again.
Right.
Because we're looking for and all we're listening to is, oh shit, I could have done that better. 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 But it's out of my hands at this point. So it goes back to, Apollo was asking me, you don't read the comments? I read the comments. I think I read the comments for Casablanca and all day. And I literally haven't read any comments.
You learn
since
pretty
then.
quickly.
You learn pretty quickly because it's just like, damn, man, fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
But
damn.
But that
You
is
can't
that's also,
create after that though either. Is it's just like
that is
it
the
brings you
advantage-
down too
That's
much.
the advantage of having a team and people around you too. Though is like, I know I can speak for myself. Of it was always beneficial to have Mo around because he would go do all that stuff because there is an importance to seeing what that feedback is.
Absolutely.
What if everyone on there was just like, this is garbage?
Right.
Well, you might need to think about that.
Yeah.
You know, if everyone is, if the consensus is this is garbage,
and you put
Okay.
but that's the
but
thing.
that's
is,
the thing. As a creative, you don't want to be in that headspace,
Right.
but someone around you might need to push you a certain way.
always someone around you needs to be in that headspace
Right.
because the bottom line is they can they can guide you to that point to work around it a little bit more delicately than
Exactly.
YouTube comments.
Exactly.
man.
It's
So-
just not like right in your face, like disrespect.
Fuck this song. Why are you singing so whack?
Yeah. Plus,
And then
I'm-
I can come to you and be like, I mean, maybe you should take it
Maybe
easy on
think about
this.
that.
Like,
You should think it just a little bit different.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus I'm the type that if I'm scrolling through comments, it could be like, you're the greatest of all time. 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 You fucking suck. And then I'm just stuck on that. Like I'm stuck on that.
It's like going through Amazon reviews. It's like this company has a 4.9 review. So you're going through
And
the
then the
reviews,
one
and you're
dude-
finding that one comment. It's like this shit sucks. It's like, fuck, I can't order from
right.
here anymore.
I can't trust it now. That's facts.
That's real.
That's so real.
Well, is it so good of a product that if one person can review
Right,
it badly?
exactly. It's funny because I was just I did one of the DNA test things. Have you guys done that yet?
Mm-mm.
I'm just intrigued to know what my background is. Because like, yeah, I know I'm black. Yeah, I know I have some Korean in me, but it's just
Wait, you're
like,
black?
what else? Exactly. Exactly. But it's
Wait a
just like,
second.
what
Can we
else
stop
am I?
there?
Like, wait. Like,
Hold on.
That'll be
Hold
the
on.
name of the of this episode.
All right, we need to cut the
Wait,
podcast.
no, so I'm doing reviews, and I was gonna do Ancestry, and then I look into this other company. It's called My Heritage, and I'm reading the reviews, and it's just like, all right, let me figure out what I'm gonna do. So I was like, bad reviews on Ancestry. So it was just like the 2,901 bad reviews on Ancestry. So I'm just going through Ancestry, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I can't do you, man.
Yeah.
I'm
This shit's
reading
gonna
all the
happen to
bad
me.
reviews. It's just like, my saliva's gonna get dried up, and then you're not gonna send me into the kit. And I'm gonna have to go through this shit again. So it's just like,
Oh my!
it's just like it's always
That's
that
literally
theory in the
what it
back of
is.
your head.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you
I
went
got
with
one.
the other
Yeah,
one?
I went with My Heritage. So shout out to My Heritage.
Okay.
I was supposed to be receiving my package so I can deliver my DNA sample.
Oh, you
probably in the
haven't
next couple
finished
weeks.
it
I haven't
yet.
finished
Okay,
it
cool.
yet. No, but it's dope because basically what it does is that granted it doesn't have as much access to like the shit that Ancestry has, but it has roughly about 42 to 50 regions that it'll tell you where you're from. So West
Nice.
African, Western European, or whatever it may be. But it's more or less because I want to know who I am, and I also want to know who else is out there that I don't know as far as from a family
Right.
standpoint.
That's
Because
Yeah.
I think it's important to reach out.
I think
to
that'd
those
be
people.
really dope. Like at some point, I think I would like to do that. It's
Yeah.
just cool to know.
yeah, I've always
But,
thought.
but
I wanted to do it.
sometimes it just fucks shit up like
Right.
completely because it's just like, Mom, you're
random
not my
thing-
real mom.
Yeah.
It's just like,
You got to be a little
Shit.
bit. You got to be a little bit confident in like the sure things, and then be like, oh, maybe there'll be some cool stuff on the boundaries. But if you got any question marks, like you might want to.
You're not my
right.
real mom.
Yeah, if you like questioning some shit, then you may not want to do it. Just not.
Just stick with what you got if you're happy.
Right.
Shit.
Word.
Anderson .Paak came out with a new single
I haven't heard it.
today, and it's amazing.
Is it?
Is
It's
it?
really good.
He's
I haven't
sick,
listened to
man.
anything today.
He's fire, man.
I've slept on him. Not slept on him because right when he came out, I loved his shit. But as he's gone on, I haven't stayed up on his new shit
Mhm.
like I should. Because
Him and No Worries do really well together. Knowledge, I should say. And they just have a band called No Worries. But they do really well together. I found Anderson .Paak on the Game's documentary 2 or documentary 2.5, and it was he was like on the first 1 or 2 songs, and as soon as he came on, it's that whole Laurel and Yanny thing. Like for me, like as soon as Anderson came on, I was like, holy fucking shit, who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Why does he sound like this? And like, how can I do what he's doing? So like for me, like it's like Anderson's like a fucking unicorn because he doesn't give you continuous music. He'll fall off for like 8 months and then he'll come out with something that's just like, yes, this is what we've been missing.
Yeah.
And that's essentially how I like to treat my music. Is that I don't want to overburden people with what my sound is because I'm still having a fucking hard time finding what it is also.
Right.
But like if I can be that ostrich that I continuously call myself, if I can be that person that's essentially different from what you hear, but you only hear seldomly, or you take the advantage, you take the opportunity to hear me, you're just like, oh shit, I haven't heard Marcus since the last fucking day of 2017. What's Watermelon Lemonade? What's Watermelon Lemonade sound?
Yeah.
So like,
well, and it was I was having this conversation with Apollo the other day. Is why do all of us as you, Packy, you might not be included. You're kind of on the edge of this, but
also shout out to Packy for holding us down. All the way up until
Oh
the
yeah,
summer,
I got
so.
you.
I told Mo that over the phone the other week, and I failed to tell you that, but shout out to you.
Mo and I sat down. We were like, well, looks like we're not gonna have some content for a while. We got to pay the bills. Packy, let's just
fire it up, Packy.
Fire it up. Nah, man, for real. Shout out to you.
No, but I was thinking like years in music wise, like actually you probably do even fall into this, is under a certain amount of eyes. We're all like, everybody on this label is an amateur rapper.
Facts.
Like we're not
bullshit.
We're not like, look at it from a business world. Like when are you considered a professional?
Right.
Like you go to college, you get a job, you have or maybe even before that, you have an internship that lasts like 2 years. Then you're in your job that lasts for like 5 years.
Right.
And then by the time you're like 40, then you're like considered a
professional.
professional.
Right.
Why are we all so concerned with being perfect with every song that we put out?
That's true.
Yeah.
We're not
Well,
professionals.
That's the thing too. I always look at a lot of, and it's different now because it's a lot easier to be an independent artist, but I look at it like if I did something and got signed by a major like next year and I put out an album, that would be my first album.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like
Studio
like
album,
my
right?
core fan base would be like, no, he's got blah, blah, blah. But to anyone, like to the
No, you're
like
right.
90% of the people that heard it, it would be my first album.
To me, this
and
day
that's
and-
cool. So
this
like,
day and
don't
age,
play
though,
so
why
much-
can't we redefine that? Why?
No, you're right.
Because music is too readily accessible for us to put ourselves in the
Let me take this
box.
phone call real quick. You guys can keep talking.
To put ourselves in the box of, like, okay, so you have your first album, and then you put out 1 or 2 singles for the next year, and blah blah blah. Those rules have changed.
Yeah, those rules haven't been set in place. For
They're
like
not a
15
thing
years.
anymore.
Sure.
So why are we so concerned with, dude, I honestly think I've had this conversation with a bunch of people, and I honestly think that you give it, I think we're right in the middle of it. We might be 50 years old and still doing this
Still
thing.
doing this, right?
Because it's possible.
Yeah.
It wasn't possible before.
No,
No
it
one
wasn't.
cared. The record label killed your career.
Yep.
They didn't care.
They didn't
so
care
as,
about independent
as
artists.
long as people keep listening to you guys and care about what you're saying, like the people that are listening now, as long as they care about your story when they have kids and are growing up and everything like that, we can still sell records.
And I think that's the benefit for us, at least for the fan base that we have, is that they haven't grown up yet.
But that's what I'm saying. Play the long game.
Yeah,
That's what I
absolutely.
keep preaching to all of you guys, is that like you are basing it on what other artists under labels are doing it right now. And I get it because it's tempting and you see them doing big things and everything like that. But what if you could do what they can't do?
Right.
You could be making music until you're 55.
Right.
And someone over here who's in the music industry is only going to be making music until they're 30.
Yep. Because their friends are gonna
who's better
outgrow them.
off?
Their friends are gonna outgrow them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then they blow all their money. They have these 360 deals or whatever, and they're done.
Right.
That's it. That's their career. And then they have to go get a real job, which basically they're underqualified for anyway.
Facts.
Let's literally just say what it is right now and just be like, let's just treat this like a job. Like you make like what? Like a teacher's salary and you're happy with that, and let's move on.
Right. It's just like if you are ever considered like an actual NBA player and you actually make NBA money, you should never go back to working at McDonald's.
Right.
That should be something that should never happen.
Right.
You should never allow yourself to get to that point. And as rappers, or as artists, I should say, they're letting themselves get to that point.
Yes.
They're gonna, I think J. Cole said it in 1985, and granted, I know that was aimed at one rapper, or if not multiple rappers, but it's just like, you're gonna be broke with all of those shoes.
Yes.
And nothing to show for it.
Yes. And you're getting too caught up in keeping up with the Joneses, I guess, is what the biggest thing
especially
is.
in hip hop. That's one of the things, because hip hop is so blingy and
let me show you my car.
braggadocious.
Let me get on the money phone.
Yeah,
let
it's
me
very material. So it's like, and I mean, even on a small scale, it's easy to get caught up in those things.
Even I will even argue it's I've met this person, I know this person's in my phone because of who I am. Like, because I signed to this record label, I have all of these contacts.
Yeah.
Cool. How much money do you make?
Right.
I mean, you and I have run into that even just with people thinking that because we quote unquote made it in music because we made a living off of it, like we're our own bosses.
Yeah.
But they just assume, oh, you do music and you don't have another job. Oh, you're rich.
I just got a notification.
No,
I just got a notification last week that our top 10, I get notifications every week of our top 10 searched Google searches that lead to our website. Packy net worth has creeped into the top 10.
Wow.
Negative $3,000.
Someone wants to know what your net worth,
Bro,
which is crazy.
No,
Because it's just
multiple people want to know.
what was that shit I sent you like a month ago? There was some Instagram account, and it was like,
oh yeah,
I think the name of the account was like found Pack's address.
No, dude, I fucking called Mo. Literally, I got a notification on Instagram, and it was just like, found Packy address has included you in a link. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I go, and it's literally a Google map with the red pin that says, I found Packy's address.
Bro.
I reported it. I called Mo. I said,
good, I did too.
Did you see that shit? He's like, no, I didn't see it. I'm like, check your fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
And then he literally in the comments said, say Marcus Ryan, look what I found. I'm like, bro.
Oh my god.
And it had one photo. I think it followed one person. It was me, and it had one photo, and it was literally, I think it was like my parents' address. And I was like, what the?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I didn't know what website it was from. I was like, how the?
Now who you fooling with that whack shit?
But
like,
even
dude.
that is funny though, because at the end of the day, even though that's weird and like extra and like creepy, it's also like, I am small potatoes, bro. Like, no, how many followers do you think you're gonna get on this account? Like, nobody gives a shit where I live,
really think
bro.
that no one understands what's going on here.
Yeah.
I had this discussion with oh man, I forget who. It was somebody at the Loft. It wasn't Jerome, but it was somebody else. And they were like, we haven't booked any of your artists for shows because we thought you would ask for too much. I'm like, half of these shows
Yeah,
that
I
you guys
remember
would
that.
do, we would do for free.
Right.
Yeah, I got caught up in like not getting booked because they
So you just
they didn't know like
assume?
where I fell. Like, are you cool to open for people? But he's not like a big enough headliner for us to like really do a show around him. So I was like, just never even hit up. And I was like, at least give me the opportunity.
No,
Right,
but
exactly.
but they took it the next step of because I asked them about Cyrus and Marcus, and they were like, yeah, what are they booking like 800? Like I forget the figure that they threw out or whatever. And I was like, no, they're literally looking for shows, and they will come there if the opportunity is good. They will be there.
Facts.
And they will charge nothing. And if we want to make money, I will be behind the merch table selling merch. That's it.
True.
So I don't get where this idea comes from that we're like rolling in the dough all the time.
Right. High key, we're looking for shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
PSA.
again, you the fans get this idea that we're rolling in this dough, so they're just like, you guys should go on tour, you guys should come here, you guys should come here. And I know this is something that you guys always talk about, and it's just like, we want to,
Yeah.
we just don't have that budget.
Yeah. Well, and like it's tricky because you hear so often people talk about artists make their money on touring,
right?
Which is true, but in general, you're talking about bigger artists.
Yep.
And or label artists.
Mostly
because label artists don't get much of their music money. The label gets that.
These statistics are all based on mostly label artists.
But why I say most is because there are, like, if you have a solid fan base, like when you can go sell 1,000-person venues out across the country, you're still making really good. And you're independent, whatever. You're still making really good money on the road. So touring's still a big thing.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, when people talk about that, they're mainly talking about label artists because
I'm talking like over 85% of those statistics are label artists.
With us, like I personally might have recently gotten to the point where I can go make some solid money on the road.
Right.
When I include making money on merch.
Yeah.
Like, and when I say solid, I mean like, as opposed to everything we've ever done on the road has been either breaking even or losing money. So when I say solid, I'm not being like, yeah, we're about to go make some bread. I mean like, I can actually come home with some bread.
Right. And it's so funny because it's just like, my idea behind music festivals is for independent artists.
Yes.
But now you see music festivals and it's just like,
Yep.
That's all you see.
Line them up.
Like, line them up. And it's just like, you have enough money to do your own fucking tour.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you need to come and essentially disrupt everything that an independent artist is doing from a music festival?
Because they can. Like, why would you not if you have the opportunity? Like,
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I literally don't understand. Dude, I saw Billy from the Loft the other day. I feel so bad. And if Billy's listening to this, I apologize because I saw him at the Loft and trust me, I was not that drunk. I had like 2 beers, but I was just so angry of the fact that it was like 3 months ago and Common Ground hadn't said anything to us. And regardless of whether the fact we could actually do it, I was pissed that we didn't even get an email.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I need someone to vent to, and here it is. And I was just like, dude, the bottom line is we're trying to do something that's awesome for the city. And when we don't get put on to other people's shows, we're just bringing out the same amount of people. Like all of our fans, bless their hearts, come out to every single one of our shows, and we love them for that and everything like that. But we cannot grow our fan base when we just keep bringing out the same amount of people.
Exactly.
That's it. So our city is not putting us on to anything. No one is hitting us up for anything, and we will not charge you. We will grind and sell merch to make it worth our time and everything.
Because at the end of the day, what we're getting out of it is more fans and more listeners.
Right, and we're smart to realize that. But the bottom line is when that never happens, what do you expect? And so everyone comes to us and they're like, when's the next Spec show? And I'm like, 2 years from now, because I don't want to oversaturate the Marcus, or exactly. Market.
You can't oversaturate.
It's insane to me, and it's no one understands the concept.
No, I mean, I haven't even been in this game for from a label standpoint as long as you have, but I just know like the whole idea behind at least us touring as independent artists is to gain additional listeners. So when we want to essentially go on tour, it's not just the Spec fans that are coming.
Yes.
It's everyone else that we've involved into that.
Or at least make it to the point where we're not losing money and we can kind of self-sustain within that month.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if we take all of our artists and we go on tour, no one's in the booth.
No one.
So there is no music being released.
Right, exactly.
And that's our main moneymaker.
It's a main source.
So that's it.
True.
So if we're all on the road and we're not making, if we're literally just losing money the entire time, okay, we come back after a month and a half and then all of a sudden we have to like just churn shit out. That's no fun for anybody either.
Absolutely not. I agree.
As much fun as tour might be, it's just like, okay, now everyone's depressed because we have to go double time.
Double time, right.
It's just not a good idea.
Sorry, boys.
It's all good.
Power's out of my crib, so that
what is it storming outside?
No, dude. Last night, like 5 a.m., I hear this bang and my power goes out, but it kicks back on.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was weird, whatever. Half hour later, kicks off, never comes back on. I go look outside because I don't like, I figure there's a storm or something. No, it's a nice morning. Something just happened in our area. Like the whole MSU, FCU headquarters.
So just
stuff
in that
lost
little
power.
area.
Yeah, I don't know,
That's weird.
but yeah, he just came through, and he was like, "Yeah, I was messing with the breakers and stuff, and I can't get it to work. So we got you on the list.
have no power.
We'll get it fixed tomorrow. But
So
it's
you're
like,
good.
Yeah, so I just don't have
So
power
it's just
tonight.
like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, cool. No
So
big deal.
Candlelight for you.
Yeah, man,
I will be requesting
you can live in the-
reimbursement.
I think I'm in a pilgrimage for a minute, man.
Yeah. I'd be requesting huge
There was a
reimbursement.
fucking bear in my neighborhood like 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, like
In
Oh, that
Grand
Grand
Rapids?
Rapids? Dude, I remember
It was
hearing about
literally
that.
right around the corner
What?
from my crib.
He
man.
tweeted at Gloria. They created a Twitter account for the bear.
Fucking, it was a bear. No, it was just, could you imagine?
saw
like-
it?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I was at work. But could you imagine?
He was hunting it down.
like stepping outside and just like
That'd be
Seeing a
freaky,
bear
bro.
in Grand
fucking
Rapids?
bear,
No.
dog.
If I saw
No.
a bear randomly anywhere, I would be like, what?
No.
I
I would literally shit my pants.
I'm good.
Dog. I would shit my
I am
pants.
so straight. I'm good. In a city? Like, no.
absolutely.
No. What's it doing there?
I'm assuming it got away from like the John Ball Zoo somehow, some way.
because
Because it's right down. I'm like literally right down the street.
I didn't
from the
even
zoo,
think
so
about that.
that's what my guess was.
That's real. Well, we're an hour in.
Oh, right on, man.
Oh, speaking of Anderson, is it Pack or Pack?
Pack.
Anderson Pack. I saw this article that said something about like he reveals that he has like 65,000 songs in the vault.
Oh God.
I
Here we go.
I hate this
I know.
with
Here we go.
It's just like
with artists. I just hate it, because
does like does someone that's like if you're having this conversation, are you taking that shit out of context or am I like, hey, I need you to write this down. I got 65 fucking thousand songs in the vault.
that's what he
Right,
said. He
that's
goes, there's literally a quote. It says, "Listen to me. I have 65,000 songs in the vault. No features, fam. Some of them are a cappella, no beats, 15-minute songs. My bro, trust me, I'm good." Like,
If you have 65,000 songs in the vault and you said you're good, then it shouldn't have took you like 6 months to come out with a new song.
Okay,
that's what just blows my mind. Is like, I'm not saying these guys. I mean, I guess I am saying most of these guys don't actually have what they say they have. Some of them might, but even if they do, you're not allowed to call them songs.
No, absolutely not.
No.
If
It's
those
notes.
bitches are not fully fucking complete.
Yeah.
Nah,
It-
those are references, bro.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
65,000 references.
Exactly.
When he's
I have
saying
65,000
acapellas?
Right. I have 65,000.
What are you, Lauren?
I-
What does that mean?
Like, say you have 65,000 ideas. Song ideas.
Yes, exactly.
But don't say you have 65,000 songs. Because if you do, like, what? You're just scrapping, like, 64,000 of them?
dog.
Okay, this
Yo,
dude.
dog, write this down. Write this down. I got 1 million song ideas in my head right now.
Yes.
I'm putting that on Twitter.
That's gonna be the title of this podcast. Marcus Ryan has 1 million songs in the vault.
Oh my God.
But for real, so many people do that shit, and it bugs me. Like, and I think even younger artists really get caught up in that. Like, oh yeah, but I got all this shit. It's like,
Yep.
but you got nothing until
No, they're not songs.
No,
Right.
When as soon as you say, yeah, I have whatever, how many songs he said,
Yeah.
and some of them acapellas, boom, done.
Yeah.
No, you do not.
bro. I don't think he would mind me saying this because it's not like a bad thing. And he's a new artist. I remember having a conversation with Joey about this.
Yeah.
And he had mentioned to me, because we were talking about like putting the finishing touches on some songs, and he mentioned to me, he's like, bro, like you have no idea, I got like whatever number he threw out there, like songs in the vault.
Mhm.
And I straight up told him, I was like, bro, but you really have zero. Like,
Facts.
because no
Yeah.
one can hear
They're
any of
ideas.
this. Yeah.
They're
And he was like, yeah, you're right, man. And he came back the next day and he was like, bro, I've been thinking about that shit you said the other day, and I was like, I'm fucking whack. Like, because I know exactly what you mean, and you hear people do that shit
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time.
But
But
that's-
and I'm not, I know how Joey works too, so like he does have a lot, like probably like that.
Yeah.
Lots of random shit saved and ideas and like close to songs, but
But that's why
You don't
I
have that
say
many
like
songs.
I want this label to be different than the industry whack shit that's going on.
Facts.
If you have a song, you have a fucking song.
I tell you
If
what.
you don't, then you have an idea.
It's like this. Let's see.
Like how many notes do you have?
That's
in
what I'm
your
about to say. Right.
Yeah.
So I have in my Gmail notes, I have 1,194 notes.
Yeah.
I have 1,194 songs.
Another one.
Right. Right.
I have 1,194.
That is not a
songs,
thing.
bro.
But
In the
that's
vault.
exactly what he's saying. Oh, wait. But they're not songs because you didn't press record on any of them.
Right. And I think that's where these
Get
artists
the
like
fuck out
I'm-
of here.
I'm an artist where I write everything.
Right.
So I don't just go turn on the mic and turn on a beat and just start like spitting out ideas.
No.
Which I get jealous of people that do that sometimes because I'm like, that'd be a cool way to record whatever. I would think it would probably take less time in a lot of cases. But I just feel like those are the type of artists that always have all these things in the vault because you go sit down for I sit down for a session. Like there'll be plenty of days where I don't touch a mic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts.
But these guys go sit down to work on music and the mic is on and they're recording.
right.
That's the writing process.
Right. And
Yeah.
every session or every beat that's ever thrown on goes down as a song in the vault.
Yes.
that
Yes.
and fucking 25,000 of those beats are tailor made to you.
Yes.
Right.
And it's just like, dude, I have
Yeah,
to
I gotta spend
search
half
for
my time finding beats.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
There's literally days that go by to where I can't find a beat.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
can't write.
Right.
Like for me, I'm not premeditated with my shit. I don't write something and then go
Same
try
here.
to find
Yes.
a
Same
beat.
here. Same
And
here.
that's how I feel like most artists are. But the bottom line is when you're telling me that you have acapellas, I'm like, okay, so there's no beat to them, and this shit might not ever come out.
Right. That's the thing. I'm not like
Probably more than likely will
he's
never come
probably
out.
like one of the most creative, hardworking, like all these having that many ideas and whatever is dope on its own.
That's
just,
fine. I'm
People
not
need to just
judging
stop
that.
calling them songs.
Yeah.
That's what bugs me.
No, you do not have 64,000 songs or 6,400 songs. done.
He said 65,000
Get the
songs.
fuck out of here.
Songs, man. And then it's just like, do you have access to all 65,000 of those songs? Because
like,
if I know
right.
you, if I know Anderson, he doesn't even fuck with Breezy Lovejoy anymore. So he's completely got rid of all of those songs.
It was a Zane Lowe interview, so you know Zane Lowe didn't press him because he's just the softest interview you can do of all time.
64,000,
But bro, I would be like, yo, someone that's interviewing someone that claims this shit needs to be like, take me to the vault.
Yeah.
Show me the
agree.
vault.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I need to see that.
Yeah, because one of these artists needs to be called out.
I
on
need to
this
see
shit.
your solid state, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me your solid state.
Yeah. I'll show you a bunch of 15-second acapellas.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
here's,
even like
here's
that's
a hook
dope on
idea.
its own. Like that's dope on its own. Cool.
I agree. It is dope. Like,
Yeah, why do you need to lie?
Don't make me hate on
Yeah,
you.
don't lie. Like it's 64,000 just like recordings of good ideas. That's dope.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I.
I'm impressed. Like you don't need to tell me that they're songs.
Yeah. Well, that's my. I was trying to think of something that pissed me off this week, and that's what it was.
Is your thing recording? Oh my god. Really fucking up all day today.
Well, dude, I had to take multiple phone calls from this dude that can't fix my power. That's the issue. It's not like so. I have power back. Like when I was at the crib for a second before I came here. Like my fridge was running, my Wi-Fi was on, but none of the lights turned on. The washer dryer worked, but none of the lights worked.
that's so fucked
And
up.
I tried messing with the breaker and shit. And
yeah, that's like a
Like I always say, it's funny because they always want their check at the first of the month, though. It's just like, but you can't do everything in your power to get my power.
that's the thing,
turned
man.
back
I'm about
on?
to like I'm out of there at the end of the month, and I'm about to be like, hey, I'm about to just move out now. Just
Facts.
just
It's just like,
reimburse
you
me for
guys
half the month.
Clearly can't do
Just
this
reimburse
shit.
me
Get
for
your
half the
shit
month because
together.
I don't have power. So fuck you.
dude. We forgot to review voicemails.
Oh, fuck. We probably got a decent amount. People trying to talk to Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
What they saying, man?
Should we just risk it? How many do we have?
We got like 5.
Oh, that's not bad. I'm
We
not
can-
that
ish.
popular.
We can risk it.
Risk it. Fuck it.
All right. Here's the
That
first
can't be
one.
that bad. Yeah, no. True.
All right, first one.
What's good, guys? Xavier, and I'm about to make some breakfast, right? So I wanted to know, like, you guys prefer pancakes or waffles? And like in the subsection, of that. Like it'd be like chocolate chip, like blueberry, or like other stuff that I can't really think of right now. And you put syrup on it. I like syrup. But like some people are like, nah, you got to get the maple jam. I'm
Is
like,
this
nah,
the same guy
like
that
the generic,
called
not
about
generic, but like the
toothbrushes?
the high fructose corn syrup, Miss Butterworth is where it's at. Yeah. Anyway, good looks, good vibes.
How high is he?
That's a high question.
Pass me that joint, bro.
You're right.
I'm gonna give. It's like that teacher answer. That was a really good question. I don't even know. I spoke too soon.
Pancakes or waffles, first of all?
Waffles.
I am a waffles guy who used to be a pancake guy.
Okay, I can see that. Oh, it's funny.
They got to be soft waffles, though.
Do you guys know the difference between a flapjack and a pancake?
No.
All right, so a flapjack is made with sugar, cornstarch, and something else, and a pancake is made with flour and sugar. So that's the difference. And then also the
Flour and
flapjack is a
cornstarch.
lot bigger. The flapjack is a lot bigger and sweeter versus a
Gotcha.
pancake. It's
That
just
makes
so funny
sense.
that will happen.
So the
makes
big
sense.
ones are flapjacks and the
Yeah.
smaller ones are pancakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Word.
makes sense. I think I knew that.
You're a pancake guy, aren't you?
No, I'm a waffle
What?
guy. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Always been a waffle guy.
Really?
You know what's funny is that like you gave me the option to choose between pancake and waffles, but I actually enjoy French toast the best.
French toast is good.
It's so fucking fire.
Yeah.
It is bomb.
Also, in waffles,
if it's made right.
Yes.
in waffles and pancakes, I'm a big fan of blueberries and chocolate chips are fine.
I'm not a fan of fruit on my pancakes.
I'm not
Or
either.
Waffles.
I'm not either.
Give me some syrup, some maple syrup.
Syrup for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So during that question, I was like, is this the same guy that asked what color is your toothbrush?
I don't remember.
But then I started
Shout out to
thinking
Xavier.
toothbrushes. Isn't that a weird ass plural word?
It is.
oh,
But it's not teeth brush.
It's not teeth brush though, right?
'Cause it's
funny
because
you
it's-
put the you have to put the S at the end.
Yeah, because
And
it's-
just like, but it's already a plural though. It's just a toothbrush.
toothbrushes.
It's like-
Toothbrushes.
it's already plural. Why am I like
Toothbrush. It's
Toothbrush.
toothbrushes. It's just a weird
Right,
ass
it's-
fucking
yeah.
plural word. Plural word.
Why? Why?
Because it's not teeth brush,
It's not
because
toothbrush.
that's still one brush.
Right.
Brushing
No,
multiple
no, no.
teeth. I'm talking about two brushes. Toothbrushes.
toothbrush?
Should it be teeth brush? No. Teeth brushes? No.
when you have more than one toothbrush?
Well, it's just a one toothbrush.
But what about two? You have two of them.
Then I got two. I got two.
You got two toothbrushes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's
toothbrushes.
just a weird word. Toothbrushes. Sounds weird.
Well, it's the plural of brush, though.
I know.
Right.
I
It's
know
a kind
why.
of
I'm
brush.
just saying it sounds weird. Damn.
Oh my god, you guys are retarded.
Wow. That's not PC, Moe-T.
I know. I'm not PC. People know this on this podcast.
You're right. You just edit out.
Hello, this is Gavin from Kansas. I was curious to if Marcus wanted to be anything but a music artist, what would he choose?
Damn, that's a good question. If I had to be any other person than a music artist, I would want to be. Fuck. You know, I don't sit down and think about those things. I would probably be like some sort of like philanthropist almost, without the money aspect behind it. I just volunteered for my actual company, and we planted some trees, and it was dope as fuck.
Nice.
And then ever since then, I've been going to like the flower shop like every weekend and getting like plants and shit. So like some sort of like philanthropist, planetarian, fucking something like florist,
Planetarian.
almost. Like it's just like, give me some shit. Let me go build some shit around the world and like help other countries like
That's dope.
flourish. Like that's what I would be.
We just got to pop the spectators off and we can all do that.
Exactly, man.
Right.
Like,
We can be planetarians.
because like I just went to that shit yesterday, and like I was around these group of kids, like these juvenile delinquents, and it was this other this group of girls that were from the Lighthouse. Shout out to the Lighthouse, and it was basically like a center for like juvenile kids or people that like kids that have run away, and I was told that they weren't going to be as receptive because of, you know, I'm just me, right? I'm not anyone big, but you know, I came there and we helped them write a song. I went there to help them write a song, and everyone participated. Everyone was writing down bars, and I was helping them, and that shit was so dope. Nice. Like just being a part of that, just made everything that I do worth it.
That's really
cool.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
So it was awesome.
That's
Good
super
shit.
dope. All right, let's get through here.
2 very different
What's up,
questions.
guys? It's
So
Dylan from Eagan, Minnesota. I was just curious, where does you guys get your ideas for album art? Like lately, all the singles Packy's been putting out have like paint splatter as kind of their theme, something along those lines. And beyond those singles, just any album art in the past, like where those ideas come from. Thanks. Love the podcast.
Our domes.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All of those ideas are generated when I'm writing down lyrics, honestly, for me. And then my girlfriend just does her magical thing, and she takes an idea that I give her and she does it. So
her girlfriend's talented as
she's
shout out to Allison.
And she's been doing some of Cyrus's stuff too, right?
Yeah, she's been doing some of Cyrus's stuff as well.
Shout out Mo for my
Shout out Mo too.
my stuff, because we were trying to think when I started all the Inkblot singles. We were like, okay, I want to just do a bunch of singles for a long time, but I don't want to come up with a new thing every time. So I want to have a consistent theme, but be able to change it a little bit color wise or whatever. And you came up with that idea because there's obviously a zillion different Inkblot shapes you can do. And then I take a white piece of paper and a Sharpie, and I draw whatever little design and title of the song, and just we just make a graphic out of it and change the color. So
you combine both of them and convert it. Yeah, it works, and it's fast, and it's it keeps up with how many singles that you want to put out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's always the artist's idea. Like you said, it's not necessarily only you sitting down. Like you got your girl helping you work on it and stuff, and you help me with my stuff, and I know you've done some of Cyrus's in the past. You guys have combined effort on his.
Yeah, I've done a lot.
Chris Lemon did Joey's.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Joey's was dope. I actually enjoyed that one. That was fire.
Yeah, he said he wanted that Miami Vice.
Yeah, that's the type of feel that I got from it.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what he wanted.
Yep.
But yeah, it's mainly just what we're feeling at a certain period of time.
Yeah, like this last cover art that I did, I saw a picture of Jim Morrison, and he was like literally my fucking spirit animal. Not Jim Morrison, excuse me, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, there you go.
So he's actually my spirit animal. And I saw this photo, and I showed it to Allison, and then she took a photo of me, and that's how we got Watermelon Lemonade.
Nice.
So going forward, and this is the idea that Mo gave me, but going forward, we're going to do exactly similar to what Packy's doing. We're just going to have that cover art. It's just going to be in different colors, because I don't want to confuse anyone to, from the idea of what Disco Balls and Party Favorites is as far as the singles go. So,
and not slow you down just based off of art.
Right.
Like, because I know, like, shit like that takes time. Like art is a big thing, and if you don't have time to wait around if you're ready to release music and the artist isn't ready to do the album art, then there becomes a problem.
And we even said, like, you always got to think about the generation with music, where it's like in one ear and out the other. What have you done for me lately? You got dope album art. Like, don't just waste it on one thing that comes and goes. If if you put some time into it, and you are doing like a theme, like the Disco Balls and Party Favors, so it's like you might as well keep that consistent.
Yeah, and that art is dope as shit too.
Thank you.
Okay, two more.
Actually,
3 more.
How's it going? This is Dylan from California. This is a question for all you guys, I guess. If you could do a collaboration with any artist who's big in music right now, who would it be? Big fan. Thanks.
That's a good question.
Let's toss this one to Marcus, because I feel like we've answered this before. I don't
know. I could literally list off a group of people that I would want to collab with, but I don't want to get on. I don't want to do a song to where I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be reiterated almost. So like me saying I want to get on a song with Anderson .Paak.
You want to
sound the exact same.
You want to maybe contrast.
Yeah, exactly.
I was kind of
like it would be fucking awesome.
No,
hopefully one day I would.
Yeah,
but it would make sense. But if I had to pick someone to collab with right now, I would probably say I like SZA a lot. She's
That'd be dope.
She's
That'd be dope.
fire.
Yeah.
It's this one guy I follow. I think his name is Shy Girls. He has his album came out like almost a year ago. It's called Salt. And he's fire. He has a great voice. So if I had to pick someone, it would probably be Shy Girls or SZA right now for sure.
Nice. What do you think?
I don't know. Like the easy answer, like if I'm just if I'm gonna give the real answer, like if someone sat me down and said, you get to collab with one artist of your choosing, who's it gonna be?
DJ Khaled.
The answer is Drake.
Right.
Oh.
But
I guessed wrong.
To have a little more fun with it, maybe like Post Malone or something.
That'd be fire.
That'd be crazy.
Much different vibe, but I think still like.
Or also Sway Lee. I like Sway Lee a lot too.
Yeah,
I fuck with Sway Lee.
That Post Malone Sway Lee record is
that's crazy.
Fire.
Yeah, that'd be dope. All right, dope.
Yeah, your favorite transition. dope.
All right,
dope, guys, dope. Way to go, guys. Way to go.
Yeah, hello. It is Jared from Reno, Nevada. My question today will be: will you, Packy, Marcus Ryan, Cyrus, and Joey Alana all get on a track like you did with All Day from Marcus? Love the podcast. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you guys later. Or I'll send in another question later.
That's for us to know and you to find out.
Facts.
But yes. No, I really I don't have a problem putting this out there. Like I plan for us to do a collab project as a collective.
Yep.
So, and obviously I think it would only make sense to at least have one record where everybody's on it. But my idea with it would be, and I think everyone would be on board, is just as many different combinations of collaborations as we can, and whatever works. And so we'd get some random ones within the collective, and I think that'd be sick, and I want to do that. I'm thinking maybe I'll just brainstorm on the podcast live with you. Is like, I was even thinking just to kind of make it happen. And when you're talking about like not having to create a whole song and just do like a verse or just do a hook or whatever, and it doesn't, like, it could be 8 to 10 songs or something if that's what we want to do. I have two options I keep going back and forth on in my head because everyone's working on their own shit. I thought either A, I create like a little bit of a head start, like I do like 3 songs and send them to you guys, like with maybe I just did a hook or maybe I just did a verse or whatever, and I'm like, I want you and you on this, blah blah, and just get the ball rolling, and then I'll say like, hey, you guys do the same with whoever you want on anything, and then we just have a deadline. Like, if you don't get anything done, then you're just going to be the artist that doesn't have as much shit on there.
Right, absolutely.
As the other person, and we just have a firm deadline.
No, I think we've talked about that before.
Or we do, like, we see if everyone can, like, take a week or a certain day each week for a month or whatever the case may be, but take a small amount of time and be like, can we all come to the studio and just commit to when we're here, we work on that, and whatever comes out is what we have. Those are the two things I keep throwing back and forth.
For me, like,
the first would be more feasible.
I think the first one's feasible because my process is a little bit different. Because it's just like, I like being alone when I write.
I think all of us do.
I think literally everybody.
It's
everybody
just like
does.
that. It's just like someone that's painting, and it's just like you sitting over your shoulder, like, damn, that looks so good.
Yeah.
I think Joey might be the only one that is kind of like 50-50.
He likes to vibe with other people.
Because what I'll do is that I'll come sit down while vibe with you, and then once I'm ready to write, I'll go into the other room.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like, where the fuck is my...
Well, because that's my thing. It's always been like this because I like sit down and I write 16s, and that it could take me fucking 3 hours to write a verse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when it's like, hey, come in here and throw a verse on this, it's like, I can't just do that. Or I could, but it's gonna be trash.
It's not going to be up to your standard.
It's not going to be what I want it to be.
Yeah.
So like, I don't have a problem coming and vibing at a studio session with someone, but if they want me on it, I'll be like, yeah, I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, or something
but like you
that.
said, no, we can definitely come and vibe and get ideas.
Pick
and
beats,
then we can
like,
go.
do things like that.
And then also, like we talked about the last time, is that like, I find like, and you're probably the exact same way, but like, I always find songs that I'll write 16 bars to, or write 16 in a hook to, and then have nothing else after that. And I have no problem sharing that with other people.
Yeah.
Especially if they vibe with it also. Because that also can seem a lot more organic as well. Because it's just like, yo, Pac, I got this song. I think you'll sound fire on it. Let me know if you like it. If you don't, then it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm that way too. So that's probably the best way to do it. And I think just set a deadline and be like, however, because that's real shit. I know we all are busy and whatever, but if you just got to come up with, for this project, if like the minimum is to come up with each of us like 3 verses,
right,
or 2 verses and a hook, or whatever the case may be, if that's the minimum, I think we can all manage to do that in X amount of time. And then and then maybe at that point, then we all come together for a couple of sessions and do something like that. But yeah, definitely expect some inner spectator collaborations.
This question is the only question from Twitter.
Hey guys, I'm Bryce from California.
What's up, Bryce?
Sorry if the audio is terrible. I'm actually recording this in my car.
I was gonna say.
It might be pretty bad. But I've got a question for everybody. Marcus, have you named your son yet? And also for Moe and Packy, have you guys thought about putting all of the artists on a shirt? Because I'd definitely buy that. You guys also have to restock the hats. I've been waiting almost a month for a hat now.
Hey,
so yeah,
it's your lucky day.
Love the music video like this. It's really good.
Thank you, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, you take the first one.
Yes, I named my plant. His name is Hendrix. Ironically enough, he's a growing boy. Also, shout out to my 2 best friends. They just had a baby. I'm a godfather.
Clap it up, Mom.
I'm a godfather. So
sorry, I was trying to make sure that we didn't have any more voicemails.
Shout out to Tone and Taylor. They just had a baby last Tuesday, and he's a beautiful baby boy, a healthy baby boy. So shout out to him. But yes, thank you for asking. My plant name is Hendrix, and he's a growing boy also.
Always good. What did he ask us? I forgot.
The T's. Are we gonna?
All of us on a T.
Like a Mount Rushmore type of look.
Oh,
yeah. I'm kind of confused by that. Fun fact though, everyone's got their own T coming.
Boo! I don't.
And Packy doesn't even know what T he's gonna have coming.
Fuck that! I'm not putting my name on. I'm not putting my name on something you designed.
No, it's something we had discussed a long time ago.
Shit. Yeah, man. Artist-driven merch should be here shortly. I'm excited. That's gonna be.
I don't want it
awesome.
anymore.
Why? Shit looks
You're
dope.
on it.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It's the first shirt that you'll be able to have me be on it.
Shout out to the Spec shorts.
You like that? Bro, I felt bad because I literally gave it like 5 minutes between the 2 posts, and I got so many messages like,
"Here are the steps."
Yo, I need some pre-order.
And then they're all like, "Damn." They are fire though. You cut those joints up. They're straight shorts.
Those are just damn fire. I agree.
Yeah. We got enough of them in stock.
But we do. He asked about hats. We have hats restocked.
Yep.
We just are waiting on a couple of things that we want to launch them with.
Yep.
And we also have a new colorway and hat.
We got a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of it.
We're going to have... Moe-T wanted to vent about sunglasses, and we didn't let him.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Vent.
Okay, here. I don't know what that means. So, the struggle of ordering merch for you guys is as follows. So I'm trying to order these simple ass sunglasses. They're different than what has normally been in the shop. The normal ones are real basic, Ray-Ban, whatever, mimic type of things. But I was trying to switch it up. So I email one company to get a quote, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's the quote and blah blah blah, and everything's great." So I send them the design, mock looks good, approve it. This takes literally 4 days for me to get accomplished, going the back and forth. 2 days later, they send me an email. We're out of stock of the black sunglasses, but you can have white ones. And I'm like, who am I, T-Pain?
Fucking Fabo?
Oh, just gonna steal my jokes, huh?
Fucking Fabo.
Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
Yeah,
was I out there?
Oh,
I was
no,
like-
you were standing right here.
Someone said, "What is this?" In 90? Oh, I
I
heard.
was like, what the fuck is this? 2009.
That's
Fucking white.
I heard
frame
that joke.
Sunglasses.
No. But and then I email another company. The same exact thing happens. It was quicker this time. Happened within like 3 days. Oh, we're out of stock of the black. I think there's like a famine of these sunglasses happening, and no one knows where to get them. So I went the extra mile, went down the Google results to find a third company that sold these sunglasses. Emailed them 5 days ago. They emailed me today telling me that they are out of stock.
They get them
of
from the
black
same
ones.
warehouse.
They all do.
Yeah.
So I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
So we're not getting sunglasses.
So blame Moe-T.
Sorry,
basically.
guys. Don't blame Moe-T. Blame
know,
the
I'm
warehouse.
kidding.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I
Um,
tried so hard because I actually really wanted them to.
Those. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
wear some spec shit.
So what are we getting in? We got the crew necks coming in.
Crew necks,
Apparently everyone's got their own
Marcus
shirts.
shirt, Cyrus hats,
Hopefully a new colorway of Spec T, but it's gonna be cutting it close.
new colorway of Spec T, Moe-T and Packy shirt.
Fire.
It's dope. It's dope.
I had this idea.
I won't wear it because I'll just look whack.
I had this idea like 2 years ago. Now he just executes it.
Now
without
that
even
shit's in
telling me.
fruition.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Fuck it.
When is that mock-up hoodie coming in?
And that. It's
Oh,
already in.
New hoodie.
It's already in.
And they fucked it up.
Did they? I want to see it.
When are you gonna show me?
We can fix it. We'll still put it up. I forgot it at home. But
Okay.
it got shipped to our place.
Moe-T.
The liner looks
visors are cool.
Visors.
Hey, the lining is good. They fucked up the
too big.
sizing of the
It's too big.
lettering
Of course
again.
they did.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do they always do that? They did that on
I don't
tank tops
know.
like 2 years ago.
I have no idea.
We wanted like the spec or something like this big, and they just made it.
they
massive.
made it huge. Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Assholes.
But I'll fix it so that we can still put up the mock pictures of it, and we'll put that pre-order up.
Does it look dope other than that?
I really like the hoodie that we
It's a
picked.
different kind of hoodie, right?
Yeah, it's super dope, and it's super comfortable. It looks super dope. I actually don't mind wearing it with the big letters. I'd rather have them small, but it actually looks decently good. But we'll have multiple colorways for you guys to choose from.
Nice.
We'll have multiple sizes.
Well, let me see that shit.
I'm excited too. I want to see that shit.
It's dope. It's dope. So I'll show you the mock
Cool.
after the podcast.
Merch popping off.
Merch is popping.
So we'll have a shit ton of shit for you guys to order.
yeah, and we'll have more coming too. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's like I've never had merch made for me, so like that's just the excitement.
Marcus and his girl are bringing a little creativity to the design game for us.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope I do not. These all don't come in and they fucked all.
Well, that's the thing when
Well,
it's that's the problem. Like
murder somebody.
so this one, it's a new hoodie. It's a little bit of a new design. So we ordered a mock-up.
Yeah.
But for something that's like, here's a logo, here's the size we want it, slap it on a shirt.
I feel like
We just order because
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to take like a month and a half for everything to get
True.
to us. Once
Right.
by the time you get the mock-up, then order the whatever.
Yeah.
So, but then when they mess that up, it's like, God,
it's just like motherfucker.
They messed up the part that I didn't think that they would. Like the
Yeah.
hoodie liner is the most complicated part of it.
right. Yep. Well, we'll
It's
see.
insane to me.
Anything you want to leave the fans with, Marcus? What song are we outroing with?
Cyrus changes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. New music coming soon. Like
Always.
I said, it's a collection. It's a volume. So I'm excited for you guys to hear what else we have, what else I have in store, as well as what else the
All
label
of the
has in
spec
store.
artists woke in the summer.
Yeah, for sure. But definitely woke in the summer. I'm excited. Thanks for watching the fucking show. Thanks for having me on the show.
Already.
Thanks for coming out.
These are the only sound effects. I have.
All right.
Bitches.
I'm out of this thing. All right, this is Cyrus Changes.
And we're not talking about in the dressing room.
Cyrus changes his shit.
Shit.
Yeah, man, that was fucking fun.
Losing track of my Chase accounts. Still getting chased by Twitter mobs. Do a lot of talking for your mama couch. And I'm still LJ with the chase down blacks. And I ain't never tripping over people in my seat. It's whatever, y'all can keep it. I'm the one that's on the screen. I'm the do your girl gon' hit up when she need herself some censored for the moms. They play this in the car. Got my feet up in the sand. I forgot to put on pants. I may bail out like a Tuesday. Y'all ain't even made no plans. See, my life is hella fun. Got a girl like Bellaton. And I'm singing in the shower while she fogging up the door.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Went way too fast these past few days. Feel like I missed it. Feel it in the air like change has just begun. Guess every recipe just need the right season. I said, hold up, wait a minute.